Today I want to talk about wasps and beekeeping. Hello, I'm Griff Rees, welcome to Beekeeing with Faith. Here we talk everything beekeeping, farming, countryside living, and we do reviews as well. Now it's that time of year, we're into September, and wasp can become a bit of an issue to bee farmers and beekeepers. Now in most cases wasps isn't a problem, but if you've got young nukes that are just made and they're not up to strength, or we've got a couple of colonies that are a little bit weak, then wasps can be a big problem and they can and will kill your hive. So this video is about talking through all the options. I'm not going to say what's the right thing or wrong thing to do. I'm going to give you all the options available to you as a beekeeper, and then you can make your own mind on what to do. Now, if this is your first time watching this channel, welcome. Hope you're going to stick around, and don't forget to click that subscribe button. We try our best to upload new videos every week. Let's get into the video. So the first thing to do is let's look at the wasp. Now wasps are not a problem right across the summer, spring and summer. We don't even see wasps really. They're not an issue at all, and that's because they're busy hunting for caterpillars and other kinds of bugs. They're actually carnivores, they eat meat, and their job in the summer is to hunt other insects and bugs and bring that meat back to their hive to rear their own brood. Now a wasp hive or nest has got a queen just like a beehive, and that's the whole ecosystem of the wasp. That's how it's run. But what changes in September or late summer? Well, I'll tell you. The queen, she produces a lot of queens in the hive, and they all fly out, including the queen that's in that hive, and they go and hibernate. So the nest numbers reduce. There's no brood there, so there's no organization, or the wasp hasn't got anything to do. There's no point for it to hunt anymore because there's no larva to rear. The queen is in there laying eggs. They've lost their job, they've lost their whole routine, and they go feral. And that's why you see them at the end of summer around the barbecue table, trying to go into your can of Coke, or if you're a beekeeper, trying to get at the bees' honey. Now, why does the wasp have such a sweet tooth? And that's a great question, because I just mentioned they like to hunt other insects and bugs. Well, it's very good question, and I'll tell you why. When the wasp hunts successfully and brings back meat into the nest, it feeds that meat to the larva, and then as a reward the larva creates this sugary syrup or sugary residue, which then the wasp eats up, and it becomes addicted to that sugary substance. Now that sugary substance is so powerful that turns that wasp into a hunting machine, and it'll do anything that it can to get that next fix of sugary solution. So it'll just go out there and take as many insects or bugs as he possibly can, just to get that sugary reward at the end of the day. Now come end of summer, those larvae doesn't exist, and they are hungry for sugar, and they're a bit like an addict. They'll almost do anything that's within their grasp to get at some sugary solution or syrup or even honey, and that's why it becomes a problem to the beekeeper. Because in all fairness to the wasp, in the summer it does a fantastic job, especially if you're a gardener. It's hunting all the green fly, the aphids, all the caterpillars, the butterflies, the moths that's laying eggs on your fruit and vegetable. The wasp will pick all that up, and it's a great insect to have in the garden. It's just a shame at this time of year they become a bit of a nuisance. But I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about how to control their numbers and protect your hive. Let's start with option number one. So the first thing you can do, and this is the more sensible thing, and in most cases this will be all you need to do, you place an entrance reducer on your hive. So in the summer we've got our hive entrance on maximum opening. That allows the amount of bees in and out to fly as fast as they want to come in out of the hive. There's nothing then to slow them down. By having a bigger entrance, potentially you can get a bigger crop of honey. because the bees are more active within the day. They're not queuing to come in and out of the hive. You're just eliminating that traffic. So put that reducer entrance block in. Now what that allows you to do is reduce the entrance size, so the bees have got a small area to defend. They don't have to defend the entire area of the entrance of the hive, so you're giving the bees a lot more chance of defending the wasps themselves. And let's be honest here, if your hive is big and strong with plenty of guard bees, wasps will never be a problem. They'll never get into a strong hive, especially with the entrance reducer in. Now, if the entrance reducer isn't working, there are other types of entrance reducers, or a more scientific or high-tech entrance reducer. One is called a hive gate. Thorns, the beekeeping manufacturer, sell these. I've never tried it, but it looks like some bit of research been done behind it, and it looks like a good product. It might be worth going down that road. And again, Thorn sell a product called Wasp Out. This is another high-tech version of the entrance reducer. So if your hives are a little bit weak or fresh, so it's just you created a new nuke, the numbers isn't there to defend itself, then maybe using one of those two products might help. Now another thing you can do, and I'm not a big fan of this, is you can put wasp traps out. Now the idea is you can either buy a wasp trap ready-made with the bait in it, so you capture all the flying bees, and then you can feed the wasps to your chickens, etc. Once they're dead, and you just bring the population number around you down, because you can do that at this time of year because there's no new wasps coming into the chain, because the queen has gone to hibernate. Then you can bring that number of wasps down yourself, because what naturally brings the wasp numbers down is the first frost. As the wasp numbers slowly decrease, once that first frost comes in, it pretty much kills most of the wasps out there, and they don't become a problem anymore. But if we get a warm September, an Indian summer, then your wasp problem can prolong. Now, like I said, you can either buy a wasp trap, or it's very easy to make one yourself out of a 2-litre bottle of pop or any kind of bottle. You just cut the lid, turn it upside down, put a bit of bait in there. Sugar syrup works really well, but what I would suggest is if you just put sugar syrup in there, you might attract some bees. Put some kind of fermenting fruit in there, or jam, something to turn the smell, so the bees won't be attracted to it, but the wasps will. Another thing to reduce wasp numbers is when you're feeding your hives at this time of year, do it either early in the morning or late in the evening. So if you're spilling any syrup, hopefully that's just absorbed into the ground, or the bees have had a chance to clear it up. You do that in the day, you're encouraging bees robbing other bees, but the wasps are going to be out there at that time of day, and they're going to smell that sugar syrup, they're going to taste it, and they're going to go for it. So by feeding morning and late in the evening, you're reducing your chances of the wasps finding that syrup. Now, if your hive is really getting hammered by the bees and instant death is only a few hours or days away, because the bees haven't got the guard bees to guard, another thing you could do, close the nuke up and move it to another location. You've got to move it over 3 miles away for that to be effective, and that will give those bees a chance to get some rest and to build their numbers up within the hive. And the only problem is you might move them to another area a few days time, the wasps have found them again, then you've got to move them to another area again. I don't really recommend doing that, but that is an option available to you. Well, that's it. That's my hints and tips on how to reduce wasp problems within your apiary and how you can protect your hives from wasps. Now, you could argue that the wasps is doing you a favour by taking out the weak colonies. So if you've got a drone layer, a hive for example, they haven't got many guard bees, the wasps are going to go out, they go in there and they're just going to just take the hive out, wipe them out. And in most cases what I do find is the hives that the wasps do kill are problem hives, and chances are they're not going to make it through the winter anyway. It is a problem, however, if you've made some late nukes like I've got behind me here, then the wasps can really damage and kill those young hives just because they haven't got the numbers to defend themselves. Well, hopefully you've enjoyed this video and you've learned something new, and you can take those management techniques and bring that to your own hives, and hopefully you won't lose any bees to wasps this year. Well, that's it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and don't forget, if you like this video and you want to watch more of the same kind of content, then please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I try my best to put new videos every week. Thanks for watching.